The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has announced the indefinite adjournment of parliamentary proceedings, a decision made on Tuesday, October 22. Now, this move comes after a tumultuous day in the chamber characterized by heated disputes between members of parliament from the New Patriotic Party, NPP, and the National Democratic Congress, NDC, over the question of which caucus holds the majority. Channel One News' parliamentary correspondent, Ni Ayikwe Okain, has more in the following reports.
From recess on Tuesday, October 15, 2024, with a petition from the Minority Caucus demanding that the Speaker declare the Suhum, Agona West and Amenfi Central seat vacant due to their MPs deciding to contest the upcoming elections as independent candidates. The caucus also demanded the Formina seat be declared vacant following the decision by its independent MP, who is also the second deputy speaker, to contest the 2024 parliamentary election on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. After 48 hours, the speaker declared the 4 seats vacant, citing the Constitution, parliamentary standing orders, and precedents.
Accordingly, I proceed to inform the House that by the notification of the polls, the following members of Parliament have by their actions vacated their seats in Parliament. The members are Honorable Peter Yao Kwashi Aka, NDC MP for Amenfi Central in the Western Region, now referred to as an independent parliamentary candidate for the same constituency. 2, Honorable Andrew Amwako Asiama, independent member for Formina constituency in Ashanti region, now referred to as MPP parliamentary candidate for the constituency. 3, Honorable Kojo Asante, MPP MP for Suhum in the Eastern region, now referred to as independent candidate for the same constituency. And finally, Honorable Cynthia Mamile Morrison, MPP MP for Agona West constituency in the Central region, now referred to as independent candidate for the same constituency.
However, the Supreme Court issued a stay of execution in response to an injunction application filed by the Majority Leader, Alexander Penyamaken.
This afternoon, we've had justice. Now, those NDC people who are, walking all over the place, proclaiming, if they know the law, they should now face us in the law. This is the Majority Leader speaking.
Despite the court's ruling, the Minority Caucus maintained it would fiercely guard its new role as the Majority Caucus.
The NDC now constitute the Majority Caucus in this 8th Parliament. We will jealously protect our new majority status and will not bow, retreat, nor surrender our lawfully earned status.
Yes. On Tuesday, October 22, there was a heavy security presence at the Accra International Conference Center due to the escalating tension between the two groups. Both NDC and NPP MPs occupied the majority seat in Parliament, with the leaders of both caucuses sitting interspersed at the front bench, but still managing to engage in civil discussions. The Majority Leader arrived with his caucus members but left after failing to secure front bench seats.
We are leaving this chamber peacefully into our offices, await Mr. Speaker's arrival, and If he calls leadership and we do pre-sitting discussions, we'll take it up from there. But for now, that lawless theater will not share with them, because Ghana, our country Ghana, is bigger than any one individual.
The Speaker, Alban Bagbin, chaired proceedings and later adjourned the House sine die.
In view of the current circumstances, the fact that there is a question on the composition and constitution of Parliament, and having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in Parliament, I will proceed to, in accordance with Standing Orders 59, adjourn the House indefinitely. That is sine die.
After all the brouhaha, the tensions, the House has been adjourned indefinitely by the Speaker. Reporting from Parliament, my name is Ni Ayukwe Okan.
But how did we get here? Charles Osukumi recaps the events leading to this unprecedented situation.
On Tuesday, October 15, the then Minority Leader Kesio Latoforsen addressed Parliament, urging the Speaker to declare vacant the seats of 4 members of Parliament, citing Articles 97(1)(g) and H of the Constitution.
We therefore call on you to enforce the existing ruling of this House based on Article 97(1)(g) and H. That decision, Mr. Speaker, applies to all 4 ex-members of Parliament, namely Honorable Peter Kwachiaka, Honorable Andrew Amwaku Esiama, Honorable Cynthia Mamle Morrison, and Honorable Kojo Asante. This means that currently we do not have an independent member of Parliament. The MPP have only 135 members of Parliament, having seen 2 of their members contested as an independent candidate, and the NDC has 136 members of Parliament. The Speaker, having lost 1 member. Therefore, the MPP group, Mr. Speaker, cannot continue to hold themselves as the majority caucus of this House.
A few days later, Speaker Alban Bagbin ruled that 4 MPs, Amenfi Central MP Peter Kwachiaka, Kojo Asante of Suhum, Cynthia Morrison of Aguna West, and independent MP Andrew Esiama Mwaku, who had filed to contest as independent candidates in the upcoming election, could no longer represent their constituencies in Parliament.
By the notification of the polls, the following members of Parliament have, by their actions, vacated their seats in Parliament. The members are Honorable Peter Yao Kwashi Aka, NDC MP for Amenfi Central in the Western Region, now referred to as an independent parliamentary candidate for the same constituency. 2, Honorable Andrew Amwako Asiama, independent member for Fomna constituency in Ashanti region, now referred to as MPP parliamentary candidate for the constituency. 3, Honorable Kojo Asante, MPP MP for Suhum in the Eastern region, now referred to as independent candidate for the same constituency. And finally, Honorable Cynthia Mamle Morrison, MPP MP for Aguna West constituency in the Central region, now referred to as independent candidate for the same constituency.
This ruling resulted in the New Patriotic Party losing 3 members from its caucus, while the National Democratic Congress (NDC) lost 1. With these vacancies, the NDC caucus briefly gained a majority of 136 seats, while the NPP caucus was reduced to 135 seats. In response, the NPP filed an ex-parte application at the Supreme Court the following day, seeking a stay of execution of the Speaker's ruling. Majority Leader Alexander Apenyomakin requested that the affected MPs be allowed to retain their seats. The Supreme Court, led by Chief Justice Gertrude Okonu, granted the request, permitting the MPs to continue serving in Parliament.
This is MPP. The founders of our tradition use the court to do right. And true to it, we are Democrats. We don't believe in violence. We don't believe in mischief and unnecessary political chaos. We came to court believing that the court would do right, and indeed the court has just done that.
Despite the Supreme Court ruling, the NDC caucus, which briefly claimed the majority, contested the decision. At a press conference on Sunday, October 21, Minority Leader Kesu Lateforsen reiterated that the NDC still viewed itself as the majority in Parliament and would defend its position.
Fellow countrymen and women, the NDC now constitute the majority caucus in this 8th Parliament. We will jealously protect our new majority status and will not bow, retreat, nor surrender our lawfully earned status. Yes. I repeat, fellow countrymen and women, the NDC now constitute the majority caucus in this 8th Parliament. We will jealously protect our newly majority status and will not bow, retreat, nor surrender our lawfully earned status.
MP for Boku Central, Mahama Yarga, also questioned the legality of the Supreme Court's involvement, arguing that no law grants the court the authority to reverse decisions made by Parliament.
We are not aware of any law or any constitutional provision that enables anybody to suspend a decision of the Speaker in Parliament properly constituted.
Meanwhile, the following report captures highlights of the adjournment on legislative process.
The adjournment of the House indefinitely by the Speaker, Alban Bagbin, could delay key legislative instruments in Parliament, such as the Fees and Charges Miscellaneous Provisions Amendment Regulation, the Prison Service Parole Regulation, the Corporate Insolvency and Restructuring Regulation, and the Petroleum Downstream Regulation. It could also stall the government's revocation of LI 2462, which permits mining in forest reserves, a critical demand by organized labor in the fight against illegal mining. Now, important bills such as the Free SHS Bill, the Social Protection Bill, as well as the Environmental Protection Bill could also hang in the balance with the adjournment of the House indefinitely by the Speaker. The adjournment of the House also puts in jeopardy the approval of Supreme Court judge nominees who have been vetted by the Appointments Committee. These are Professor Richard Frimpong Opon and Justice Sophia Benasco Issa. Additionally, the mini-budget presentation scheduled for November and tax waiver requests for companies under the One District, One Factory policy are left in limbo. This indefinite adjournment threatens to disrupt the legislative process, delaying key reforms and government initiatives at a critical moment.
Whatever backdoor negotiations or discussions that need to happen, if the minority MPP now wants to do business for Ghana, they should, come for us to do the business. The executive is still with Nana Akufo-Addo, so the executive brings the business, and then the majority will carry it through in Parliament.
But as has been adjourned, Senate, and how does government bring business to the House?
Well, so if government has business, the government can call Parliament. So if they have business, a certain number of people can call Parliament. Or if the Mr. Speaker thinks that the dust has settled for him to call Parliament, he will do so. And we will come, as we have come today, to do the business of government. But don't forget that the work of Parliament is not only here in the chamber. We have committee meetings that are still going on, because it does go on when we are on recess. We also have our work in our constituencies, which is also going on, considering that this is an election year. So that's also ongoing. So for us, maybe a quarter of our work is been suspended indefinitely, but 2 quarters of our work still continues unabated.
The adjournment of the House Senate comes with its dire impact on legislative process as well as government business. Reporting for Channel One News from Parliament, my name is Ni Ayukwe Okain.